Flexibility and standardization of work. Two important components of the lean operation system are flexibility and standardization of work. We need to recognize that forecasts will be more reliable at aggregate level, and it's easier to plan capacity at an aggregate level than in detail for, let's say, for variants of products in more disaggregated level. So we need to have some flexibility in order to be able to adjust capacity and meet the demand for particular variants of the product. So for some products, we will need to decrease production, right, the production rate, assign maybe some workers to process creating other products, and have maybe remaining multi-skilled workers handle multiple operations simultaneously for low demand product. On the other hand, if for products where we didn't plan enough capacity, we need to increase production. Maybe we add less skilled temporary workers to do some operations. Um, this, of course, requires that we have workers who are skilled in handling multiple operations, at least some of those workers will be full-time workers. And then in order to achieve this, of course, we need to have good training. We have to have job rotation so that workers move from one job to another and learn different skills, right? We need to provide incentives. So maybe we need to pay them based on the skills that they have. And maybe we also need, here is where the standardization of work plays important part. We need to have well-documented standard operating procedures so that new workers, right, who have not done some of the operations can learn them and do them to the highest standards of, right, so that the quality is ensured. We also need other types of workers, right? So we not only need highly skilled full-time employees, but perhaps we need a pool of less skilled employees, and some of them also temporary. And also, the final thing is that we need process flow arranged to facilitate, reducing the number of workers on a certain process, or maybe increasing. Right? An example would be a U-shaped assembly line, which allows for additional combining of tasks. Here are some takt time examples. Imagine during some time, the demand is roughly 200 units per unit of time, and then it drops to around 100 units per unit of time, and after some time it increases, right? So maybe it's hard to predict this demand, but what is important is that we can adjust capacity. So here we define roughly this is around 200 units, this is around 100, this is again around 200, and that we convert to a takt time based on the fact that we have 500 minutes a day. We need to produce one unit every 2.5 minutes, or one unit every 5 minutes, and again here one unit every 2.5 minutes, right? So this is an example how we can adjust maybe then appropriately manpower. If this needs to be produced faster, then we need more manpower, and here we need less, and here again we need more, right? And then another example that you see here on the left is where if you have takt time 1 minute and you have 6 steps, each requiring 1 minute to be performed, you may staff the operation with 6 workers, right? And those workers might be less skilled. Maybe each worker just knows one of those steps and doesn't know anything else, doesn't know how to do anything else. Well, if you suddenly need to reduce the production rate so you can increase takt time to 2 minutes, then you might combine 2 steps and have this worker, maybe someone who has better skills, who knows more operations, do both step 1, 2, and then this one step 3 and 4, and this one step 5 and 6. And through that, you reduce the production rate, you slow down the production in order to better match capacity to demand. This is, of course, a linear organization of work. If it was U-shaped, there would be other opportunities. For example, if those steps were such that step 1, 2, 3 would go one way, and then 4, 5, 6 would go back, we might have a worker able to perform, let's say, steps 1 and 6 together. So U-shaped lines allow for even more adjustments of or reassignments of tasks to workers.